All right. So welcome. So I started this week talking about the new moon, which was Monday. And that's already, what, 4 days from us. But in the spirit of moon phases, we will be doing a moon salutation, and I love moon salutations. And moon salutations cool you down. Sun salutations' purpose is to generate a lot of energy and heat, and the moon cooled you down. And just a little bit of information about the sun and the moon in yoga philosophy. And every being has a moon side and a sun side. The right side of our body is the sun side, and that's the male side. And this is not about gender. Every being has these elements. So male, and we're made of male and female. And our left side is our female side, our feminine side. And that's the moon side. Front of our body is the east, where the sun rises, when we do our sun salutations, right? And the back of our body is the west, and it is the moon. And so with that in mind, you'll see the significance in our moon salutation. So let's come inside, close your eyes, and breathe. Just notice your breath. And begin to deepen your breath. Feeling the rush of your breath as you deepen your inhale, move as if it were going straight up to the top of your head. And lengthen your exhale as if you just were coming so completely inside, getting smaller, shrinking, coming inside. Inhale, let that chest lift up. And on your exhale, feel the slowness bring you to a state of relaxation, of calm, of peace. Om Shanti, peace. Return to your natural breathing and slowly open your eyes to take in the light. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Send your left hand, let it walk along the mat, your right arm alongside your right ear, and stretch, pointing your fingers to the left. Bend your left elbow and feel that stretch, the whole stretch on your right side body. Feel the full. Inhale, and then exhale, place your right hand down forward of your knee. Your left hand comes parallel with your right. Inhale, slide your fingers back to your left knee, right hand on left knee. turn to look over your left shoulder. See that your arm comes close to your hips so that you can maintain your mountain spine to help support it. And feel the crown of your head rising, your ribs moving away from your pelvis on the inhale. On every inhale, lengthen your spine. And after every exhale, when you're completely empty of breath, twist just a little bit more. Slide your right hand to your left thigh. Your left arm comes alongside your left ear, and you're going to do another lateral stretch in the opposite direction, using the hand that's on your thigh as leverage to first to encourage your hips down, but to perhaps lengthen your stretch. Bring both arms to center alongside your ears. Swing your arms back behind you, Yoga Mudra, interlacing your fingers, knuckles to the mat, heart to the sky. And release your arms. Right arm moves away from your hip, left arm alongside your ear. Remember to bend that right elbow. And stretch, deep stretch, keeping both hips down. Inhale, exhale. Stretch your left arm forward of your right knee, parallel arms. Slide your fingers to your knee, left hand on right knee, and turn to look over your right shoulder. Lengthen on your inhale and twist when you're empty of breath. Left hand on right thigh, right arm alongside right ear, another lateral stretch in the opposite direction. Bring both arms up to center. This time you're going to send your hands behind you, but you're going to place them flat on the mat with your fingers pointing forward, your heart reaching upward, your nose to the sky, maybe not all the way, just enough so that we can do a nice deep dragon's breath. So let's do that 4 times. Inhale, ha, 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 ha. And spring off your fingers, come forward and fold over your legs. And then slowly unfold. Send your legs straight out in front of you and shake them out. Rotate them. Okay. All right, toes to the ceiling, Dandasana. Elbows pointing back, fingers forward alongside your hips. All your leg muscles engaged. Let's do a sun breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This time you're going to add your knees when you inhale. So you're going to bend your knees, keep your feet flexed. Inhale, then straighten and point. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and release. Send your right ear to your right shoulder. or left, doesn't matter, whichever one, whatever side you choose. Come to center, go to the other side. Come to center, turn to look over one shoulder. Come through center, turn to look over the other. Come back to center. Let's roll our shoulders a little bit. So let's start going forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Then go the other way, back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. And then come to relax. Bring the soles of your feet together, creating a diamond shape. Bring your hands to your shins, up by your knee, right on your shin. Inhale, exhale, curl your spine back behind you. Inhale forward, arching, making the letter C with your spine. Exhale, send your spine curling back behind you. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart. Inhale, come forward, your shoulder blades come together. And keep it going at your own pace. And then next time you're in a cat pose, pause and come up to a neutral spine. So since we're talking about celestial things today, we're going to do a 6-pointed star. So bring your forearm over forearm. Doesn't matter which is on top. Your elbows should be at the same height as your shoulders. You're going to inhale, and on an exhale, come forward. Just come forward with a flat back. You're going to inhale, and this time you're going to exhale and come down just a little bit. You're going to inhale and exhale a little bit more. You're going to inhale and exhale and come down your full range. Any amount is good. And you're going to have your forearms across, even if they're above, they're still across your shins. Your toes are out in front. That is the point of one triangle. Your knees are the base of the other triangle. So your forearms is the second triangle, and reaching back to your hips. So there's your 6-pointed star. And just let your head relax. Just relax. Take a deep breath in. When you exhale, feel all of the light shining through you, while you're in this star pose. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, inhale, lift your arms and come all the way back up. Release your arms. Send your legs out in front of you and shake them out. Right. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. Prepare your blanket if you like to use one. And come to child's pose. Send your arms straight out in front of you. Extended child's pose. Lift your hips, send them forward, lengthen your legs behind you, your heart between your arms. Inhale, exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward again where you just were. And make circles with your hips. You can go as far back as you like, as far forward as you like. You can make little circles, whatever your body allows, whatever you wish to do. And the next time your heart is between your arms, pause and go the other way. And then come forward. Turn under your toes, downward facing dog. So get your alignment here. Think about your heels reaching for the mat, about your chest moving towards your thighs, about your hands pushing the mat away in two directions, forward and to the side, so that your arms are rotated inward. Or actually outwardly, sorry. You want your arms rotating so that your elbows are reaching for the mat. Come forward to a plank. Bring your left knee down to the mat underneath your hip. Swivel your right foot on the mat. Fan open with your right arm to the sky. And then send your right arm alongside your ear and send your toes away in the opposite direction. Then bring your arm back up, fingers pointing to the sky. Right? You're going to lift your right leg and make sure your toes are pointing away from you. All right? And pointing towards me. And this is a knee down Ardha Chandrasana, a half moon pose. If you wish, you can bend your knee, take your ankle and foot, and make sure your thigh, your knee is pointing behind you, your thigh is parallel with the mat. And release it. And we'll do the other side. Send your left leg back behind you. Swivel your foot on the mat. Fan open. Take a look and see that, that your right toes are in line with your left arch. And then lift. And make sure your shoulder is over your wrist. Oops. Oh, we've got to stretch, right? So let's stretch right here. Send your arm, left arm, straight across. Send your foot straight in the opposite direction, even though it's off the mat. And then lift your arm up, bend your knee, and open up. Release. And come back to child's pose for just a couple of breaths. Come to stand on your knees. And we're going to do that same thing only on our forearm. And you're going to need this because that's the way we're going to do it on the chair if you choose to use the chair. The forearm version of Be Down Ardha Chandrasana is a little bit more like the standing pose. So that's why I like to do it. So come to a table. Come to your table first. Make sure you are in alignment. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Then you're going to bring your forearms down to the mat. Elbows under shoulders. Then you're going to send your left fingers to your right elbow, your right leg back behind you. You're going to swivel your back leg and fan open. Make sure that elbow is under your shoulder. And then lift your leg. And if you like, you can take your foot here too. and then bring it down. So let's try the other side. Table. Table first. And it's important that you get this alignment because you want the strength of your elbow. When we come down, the strength of your elbow under your shoulder, right? So bring your forearms down and notice the placement of your elbows. Right fingers to left elbow. Left leg goes behind you, swivel, open, lift. And if you wish, this is called Chapasana. You can do this standing too. We won't be doing that though today. And release it. Come onto your hands and knees to table. So before we move on, let's do some cats and dogs here too. And I ask you to notice the difference in your cats and dogs when you're in this position from Balasana table than when you were in Tadasana, the star legs, when you had star legs. And keep it going. Again, feel that formation of your spine. Feel how it curls for you. And it's very important. It likes to stay in line, but it will curl as you wish. And then come to a flat back. And we're going to send our right leg back behind us. And you're going to lift it hip high. And your left arm alongside your left ear. Swing your left arm around, put the back of your forearm on your hips to make sure your hips are square so that they're parallel with the mat. And then return your arm alongside your ear. You're going to bend your right knee, right? And you're going to reach around with your left hand. So in order to make it easier for you to get your right foot, you're going to move your right foot over to the left so that you can find it. And then send it back and look forward. And release. Right. Left leg goes back. Hip high, right arm alongside right ear. Send it back behind you, level off your hips. And so while your arm is back there, bend your knee, take your left foot, and look forward, heart forward. Release it. All right. So one more thing here, a little core builder. Send your right leg back behind you. Lift it up, left arm alongside left ear. Bend your elbow, bend your knee. On an exhale, bring them both to center. Knee and elbow. Lengthen on an inhale. Exhale on the curl. Inhale, exhale. Lengthen, curl, lengthen, curl. Once more. And then bring it down. Left leg. Up as high as your hip. Right arm along right ear. Hold it. Bend your elbow, bend your knee. Inhale, exhale, curl. Inhale, straighten, exhale, curl. Inhale, straighten, exhale, curl. Lengthen, curl. Once more. And bring it down. Take a breath in child's pose. And you're going to turn under your toes, come onto the balls of your feet. Maybe it's a good time to, if you have a blanket on your mat, to take it away. Your hands are on the mat. You can lift your hips, bring your feet flat to the mat. Uttanasana. Fly out and up, say hello to the sun, and bring that energy down to your heart. Okay. So before we do the moon salutation, we're going to look at half moon pose at Ardha Chandrasana. So there are a couple of ways to do the pose. So one of the things so we'll do it with the chair, and you might also choose not to use the chair. If you have a block, that's great. You can use a block on the floor. But let's try it with the chair. So we will be coming to it from a pose that's with Warrior One legs. And you'll come onto the ball of your back foot, reach your hand, your forearm, so that it's parallel with the back of your chair. And you can use your right arm to help you. And then you'll open up for Ardha Chandrasana. And then bring it down. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. Okay, that requires my moving the chair. All right. Okay, so again, your arm needs to be parallel with the back of the chair. So come to your Warrior One feet. You're going to bring your arm across the chair. You can use your left hand to help you up, and then open up. It's a lovely Ardha Chandrasana, isn't it? Really good. You can even look up. All right. Okay, so that's how we use the chair. Without the chair, we will, in this case, I'm going to use just my hand on the floor. If you had a block, you could use the block. So we're looking at coming to this with Warrior One feet. You go again, it's the same thing. You're going to spring off the back of your foot. Your hand comes down to the mat, and you open up to your Ardha Chandrasana. Okay. And we need to do that on the other side. Warrior One feet. Springing off your back foot. Place your hand on the floor for stability. And your Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, my arm should be there. Okay, and there you have it. Okay. There's another option that we'll use as we go through the salutation, and that will be to draw the half moon with your fingers. But that one, we don't have to practice. It's pretty easy, okay? All right. Separate your feet wide apart. Arms in a V shape. For a 5-pointed star, and the significance of this is that a 5-pointed star is a symbol of the divine feminine, and the moon is the symbol of Shakti power, the feminine divine. And then feel the moon behind you, the full moon, as you curl your spine on the surface of the moon. Let your arms come along with you on that surface. Feel the power of that moon right behind you. And then you'll come up to a neutral spine. You're going to bring your hands together and jump your feet together. Your arms overhead. Your fingers are interlaced, your index finger in pointing to the sky. You're going to inhale, and then you're going to exhale to a crescent moon. Inhale to center, and let's do the other side, crescent moon. Come back to center. And you're going to release your arms, come to a cactus shape, jump your feet away, or you can walk your feet away, and come to a squat. Now your squat can be this much, it can be all the way down. You want to try to keep your back nice and straight for a goddess pose. And so we have the goddess here. Yeah. And goddesses like to dance, right? So one arm in front, other arm overhead. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come down deeper when you go to the side on your legs. See that motion, the dance. And then come back to center. Now you're going to swivel to the front of your mat. Or to, yeah, right. And bring your arms in Yoga Mudra behind you, interlacing your fingers. Your leg is straight, both legs, even though you're in Warrior One position here with your legs, you're going to leave your front leg straight, because before we go to quarter moon and half moon, we're going to do some stargazing. So look up at that beautiful night sky and see all those beautiful little balls of fire in the sky. And then you're going to bend your front knee and come forward with square hips. Make sure they're square so that your torso is parallel with your thigh for a quarter moon. You can inhale and exhale to come down inside if you like, not necessary for the number 4. And you're going to bring yourself back up. And now you're ready for your Ardha Chandrasana. Before we do that, we're going to do the gentle half moon. Bring your arms up overhead, fingers, index fingers pointing to the sky. You're going to look up at that utensil you have in your hands, the stylus you have in your hands, and you're going to draw the half moon with your fingers. You're going to bring it back up to draw it again. Now, if you choose not to do Ardha Chandrasana, you will redraw that moon the way we just did. Otherwise, come on to the ball of your back foot. Come forward, make sure you're close enough to your chair if you're using the chair, and bringing your forearm down to help you up to your Ardha Chandrasana. And then bring your back leg back all the way. And point both your feet forward. Take a deep breath. Have one more pose in here before the new moon. And that pose, it's called Skandasana, but for the purpose of this, this salutation, it is our connection with Mother Earth. So you can have your feet pointed at a 45-degree angle, your choice, but be consistent and make sure your knees are over the center of your toes, right? So bend your knees and then slide over to your right side and lengthen your left side. Now, this may be as far as you go, or you might want to come all the way down. You might want to turn your toes to the sky. Bring your hands to the mat to touch, to come in contact with Mother Earth. Come back to straight legs, wide-legged forward fold, exposing the new moon. Press your hands into the mat, come to a flat back. Heel toe your feet, maybe a little closer if you wish. Fly out and up and down to our new moon. All right, so we should go right back into the other side. I'm going to move my chair. Now I'll do it on the ground on this side, okay. All right, 5-pointed star, full moon, jump to center, crescent moon, inhale, exhale, crescent waning, inhale to center, goddess. This time goddess is just going to circle her hips, different dance, same goddess. Go the other way. And then come back to your goddess. You're going to swivel your feet. Bring your arms back behind Yoga Mudra. Straighten your leg. Ah, look at those stars. And you're going to bend your knee, warrior one stance. Inhale, exhale, quarter moon. Inhale, exhale, another variation of quarter moon. Bring your arms back up, bring your torso back up. You'll either reach, send your forearm parallel with the back of the chair, or you'll retrace the moon, or you'll come to the classic, Ardha Chandrasana, and it would be helpful if I did that correctly. Okay, here we go. And bring your leg down, whoops. All right, I'm having quite a day today. Come to bent knees. This time you'll straighten the other side, the other leg. And you will come down as much as you comfortably can to your Skandasana. Touch Mother Earth. Come on your feet, forward fold. New moon, exposing the new moon. Heel toe your feet together. Fly out and up and down the center line. Great. And just breathe. Okay. So we're going to make our way back down onto our mat to lie down on your mat. But first come to sit with your legs straight out in front of you in Dandasana. Okay. And I'll wait a few breaths for everyone to get here. And when you're here, you'll send your arms straight out in front of you, palms facing each other. And you're going to count to 20 to come down onto your back. Remember, you should be halfway at 10. Remember to bring your forearms down rather than have your back slap onto the mat. You're using your core to hold you up. And then you'll come all the way down. All right. When you get down, you're going to take a few breaths just to settle in to this new level that we're on. And bring your feet to the mat. Lift your hips, bring them closer to your heels to lengthen your spine. Bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. Then bring your feet back down to the mat. Bring your right leg straight up to the sky. Send your arms straight out to the side. Bring your left leg up to the sky. And now on an inhale, you're going to send your right leg all the way down. Feel your abs working for you here and energizing your whole midsection, your whole core. Exhale, let it come up. Inhale, left leg. Let's do this slowly. Let your leg hover a little bit so it never comes to a true resting position. So we keep moving, keep that core working. And bring it up. And we're just going to do this a few more times. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Once more each side. Down. Exhale. As it comes up. Last leg. And there you have it. All the way up. Your legs up. So leave your arms straight out where they are. And you're going to start to walk on the ceiling. Only this time you're going to keep walking. You're going to start. Let's start walking in front of you, like you were walking backwards. So you're walking down in front of you, walking down, walking down, walking down. And when you get to a point where you can't go anymore, you'll walk back up. Walk back up, walk back up, and maybe you'll walk all the way back. You can bring your hands by your side to help you walk all the way back a little bit more, and then walk up to the ceiling, walk, walk, and come to center. Good. Now, right. Send your legs into a V, big V shape, arms overhead. You're going to inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to lift your head and your shoulders and reach your fingers in between your legs to reach away, as if there was something there you wanted. And then you're going to inhale, on an inhale, come all the way back, send your arms back overhead. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, exhale, come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Bring your legs together. Bring your arms down by your side. And we're going to ride our bicycle. So just pedal both legs, nice pedaling. And then pause and go the other way. Go backwards, pedal, back pedal. And then pause. Feet are up to the sky. And then scissor your legs. So left in front of right, or it doesn't matter which is in front because you're going to alternate which one you start with. One in front and back. And then pause and bring your feet down to the mat and take a few breaths. Arms should be alongside your body. Your knees in line with your hips. We're going to come to bridge, but make sure that when you come up to the bridge, your legs don't splay open. You want to keep them together. If we had a block, what I often like to do in class is put a block between our thighs. And if you have something that you can use, a pillow or a book or anything that you can squeeze to keep your legs together, it also helps to work your thighs if you do that. So bring your heels a little bit closer to your hips. You're going to press your hands and your feet into the mat. Lift your hips up into a bridge. Your sternum is coming towards your chin. Make sure you have nothing under your head so you don't close off your breathing apparatus. Yeah. And see if you can stay here a few breaths. Deep inhales, slow exhales. Fill up and slowly breathe out. And then slowly bring your back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly bring it all the way back down. So going to do that again. So let you come up to your bridge. And this time you may wish to send your arms underneath, and that will give you a higher bridge, and interlace your fingers, Yoga Mudra. But you want to make sure those legs don't open up, they stay straight. Because then all the cars will fall off the bridge if you do that. You need to keep it nice and steady. Right. And then you're going to send your right leg up to the sky. Oops, right over your hip is good. And then your left. And then you'll bring it down. Were you able to do that without your hips drooping? All right, now release them. If you had your hands underneath your hips, then release them and melt your spine back down to the mat. All right. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your left leg into your chest. Reach your right arm in between your legs. Your left goes around. You want to take your thigh with interlaced fingers and bring. Now use your right elbow to push your right knee away and flex that right foot. And roll a little from side to side. I know I have gardeners in the room, so this is your pose. You should do this every time after gardening. And then send your left leg up to the sky. You can release your arms, and maybe you'll take hold of your calf, of the calf of your left leg. Not necessary. You can do that's optional. And then rotate your foot to work your ankle a little and point and flex, point and flex. Make sure you go both ways. Release your leg, release your arms, uncross your legs, bring your feet back down to the mat. Left across right. Bring your right knee into your chest, take the back of your right thigh. Push your left knee away, flex your left foot. If you want on this side and you feel that's accessible to you, then you can take your shin. That'll bring your leg a little closer to your chest. That's not necessary at all. It's just another nice feeling that you can experience in this pose. Roll from side to side. And come to center and send your right leg up to the sky. Release your arms and maybe you'll take your calf or not. And then work your ankle. Release your arms, uncross your legs, bring your feet to the mat. Walk your feet to the sides of the mat so they're wide apart, your knees are wide apart. Send your arms straight out and you're going to windshield wiper your knees, your legs. And then you'll come to stillness, keep your legs where they are, send your arms into a cactus shape, goddess arms. Inhale, on an exhale, send your legs and your arm over to the one side like you were closing a book. Inhale to center, exhale, other side. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Inhale, one more time. And come back to center. If you have a blanket or something handy, a pillow to put under your hips, you can do that as we come down to our inversions. So this will bring your hips a little bit higher if you have a blanket or a pillow, but it's also okay. You're still inverting yourself if you are flat on the floor. You can bring your arms anywhere you like for this. Send your left leg down to the mat. And leave your right leg right where it is. Send your right leg. Bring your left leg back up. Bring your right to meet it. And just hold this. You can play any way you like here, whatever you might like to do when you're up here. But as this is our last pose, I do recommend you just relax. Just let the blood flow. And when you're ready, you will bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, lift your hips, remove your blanket, and come to Shavasana. Take your time. In Shavasana, our legs are naturally away from each other, your feet splayed open to the sides. Your arms are away from your body, your arms rotated so that your palms are facing the heavens, your fingers curled in a lotus shape. Feel your whole back body sinking into gravity. Feel the surrender. Feel your whole body resetting. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Take a deep breath to begin coming back into your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands, your feet to wake up your body. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you for a big body stretch, big body yawn. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. You'll come to stillness, then roll over onto your sun side, onto your right side, exposing the moon, the western side of your body. And whenever you're ready, you'll come up to sit. Gently, don't spring up too quickly. Allow yourself to come up with bent knees, to go easy on your back. And when you get to your seated position, you'll bring your hands to your heart. The moon also represents the flow, the fluidity of our lives, the tides, the ebb and flow, which brings us balance, which brings us ease of motion, physically and mentally. Let's feel this practice with the chanting of Om. Take a breath in. Namaste.